Welcome to On Fighting in Thailand, the best news and analysis covering the economics and infrastructure of Muay Thai. I'm Matt Lucas, journalist, commentator, and ex-Muay Thai fighter. Make stronger fighters, make stronger people. Today we will be talking to Suputtra Khemthongkam as part of our series on judging and refereeing. She's also known as Peach and is an active referee on Channel 8 for Muay Thai Super Champ and Muay Hardcore. As always, if you'd like to reach me, you can follow me on Instagram, Matt Lucas Muay Thai, or email me at a.matt.lucas@gmail.com. Thanks to all the people that have supported me so far, sharing the podcast, leaving reviews. If you'd like to leave a review, that would be super helpful. You can do so on the iTunes store. The most recent project that I am doing, I have two. One is I have released a limited edition print of Stamp Fairtex. They are signed by Stamp. There are only 15 made, and only at the time of this recording, only 6 are left for sale. So if you're interested, definitely hit me up. I'm definitely planning on selling out at some point in the near future. The second thing is, and it's related to our topic today, is I have collaborated with JJ Ferraro and Stefan Strautmeyer to produce The Panel. It is a Patreon membership account that talks about scoring, refereeing, and everything that has to do with the officiating side of things. We will be doing fight reviews, specifically focusing on the scoring. We have already released a few videos on referee mechanics, such as counting, referee positioning, and we have more things coming. We're going to be doing a soft launch in February with an official launch sometime next month. So we're very excited about it. It's going to help educate, it's going to help guide, it's going to help grow the sport. So we're very, very excited about it. I will leave a link to the Patreon in my bio soon, and or put it on my Instagram, which again, Matt Lucas Muay Thai. Thanks as always to Patrick Rivera for helping this show get started. Just a little bit more about Peach. She's been very, very active, like I said before, on Channel 8. You can routinely see her officiating the female bouts. She also acts as a judge for the promotion. The world of female Muay Thai is growing very, very significantly. Recently, there was an all-female card for Lumpini Go Sport with some terrific fights. Quan Kao Jackie Jim did a great job. She fought Petsaket Wu Ping Music. Also, another great bout, Mariana Chorchanapon fought Petnapa Sor Kanseton. Very, very exciting fights. They were all refereed and officiated by female referees, so the pathway for female referees is opening. There was a female referee for Tainan Lei's bout against Nong Kai Wan. At the recent Fairtex fight promotion, the official was the first female referee at the stadium ever. So a lot of history is being made, and there's some really positive developments in the world of officiating, especially for women. So without further ado, the interview with Peach. Thank you, Peach, for coming on the show today. I really appreciate it. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Good. So let's just get right into things. How did you become a referee?
I have to say, I didn't decide, okay, I want to be a referee, at that time, it's 9 years ago, almost 10 years. My friends asked me to go do a course to be a referee, in somewhere in Thailand, in Busan. So I just go there and then take a course, and it's like a course you get a certificate. You know what I mean? And I start to learn about that. Yes, and after that I try like 1 or 2 times about referee, and then I stopped doing for long time,
Mm,
So yeah, that's what I start about it.
that makes sense. And before you fought as well, correct?
No, at that time I still fighting.
Mm, mm, mm.
Yeah, so like I think my first time I cannot remember, but maybe that's my first time. Like I fight today, and the day after that I come to be a referee in the other fight. But I think that the king birthday or something, like they have 3 day fight, and
Mm-hmm.
the first day I come to fight, and the day after that I come to be a referee in that event. Yeah,
You do it all.
that's my first
Mm.
time.
And can you talk a little bit about your fight career? When did you start, and how many fights did you have?
I think around 30,
Mm-hmm.
it's like including everything like Muay Thai, boxing, and professional and amateur around 30.
Mm-mm.
Not much.
Yeah, it's still a decent amount of fights, more than most Falang. Um, but you started working more regularly at Super Camp and on Channel 8. How did that start?
Uh, for Super Champ and Hardcore, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sourcing, Sourcing, right? Just
Yeah.
call me and like because now I stay in Phuket and the event now they stay in their live from Patong, right? And then they know I'm here, so they just call me like they need a female referee. So then I want to do that, so I say yes.
Good. And you've been doing it twice a week for the last 3 or 4 months.
Yes, I do twice a week on Saturday and Sunday.
Mm.
The Saturday is for hardcore and Sunday for super strength.
What do you also? Are you just a referee, or do you judge some of the fights as well?
I do a referee. I
Mm-hmm.
do a referee on the ring, and I give a point also.
Mm-mm-mm. So you do. You're a judge as well. For some of
Yeah,
the fights. Mm.
yeah, for the other fight.
What do you like about being a referee?
Mm-hmm. This one I don't know how to say.
Yeah.
It's like it. Uh, I don't know. I like it when I don't know when I go on the ring and then I can see people fly and then I can control the fire or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, I like.
Good.
I don't know how to.
Mm-mm-mm. What? How do you control the fight? How do you think that you sort of help the action go?
How to control the fight.
Yeah.
Uh, how to say it's like you just have to always like keep the eyes on them. It's like you have to always focus, and then for example, like when they get clinched, right? When they need, you have to control. Like don't let them like I don't know how to say like throw each other around the corner or something. Like
Mm-hmm. When do you usually break the fighters? Like what makes you want to break the action?
when they break,
Yeah.
like the fight a bit. You mean between the fight, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That's like yeah when like I told you when they get cringed or something and then they do knee or they knee or then you can see they cannot do something anymore. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
maybe they just grab and then they didn't do anything, just grab each other and then okay, the referee just say stop or this we say youth in Thai, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they separate and then come back to start fight again, something like this.
Mm.
Then you can see that he didn't do anything.
Mm-hmm. What are you said you is one of the words you use for refereeing. What are the other commands? What are the other words?
What are the commands for referee?
Mm-hmm.
You mean give give a point or
No. There's like you, yak, chalk. Um, are those the main words that you're using all the time?
the okay? You is stop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, is separate and chop is mean fight. So we
Mm.
have to always say that in Thai for Muay Thai.
Mm. 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 Do you say anything else to the fighters, or are you just using those three words all the time?
Uh, for control the fight, yes, we have to use this three word you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, chop. We have to always say this. But another thing, sometimes it depends on the situation. Like how to say when they do something. For example, they stay like too close, or they grab the rope. Then you can say, okay, don't hold the rope or something. I mean, between the fight, you know.
That makes sense. Obviously there's knockouts at the fights. When do you see that a fighter is hurt or concussed? Like, what are signs for you to like wave off a fight or to give a fighter a count?
Uh, how I can see,
Yeah. Uh huh.
uh, you can see because the referee is stay really close with the fighter, right? And if there's too much, I mean, like if they get cut and then the blood come out too much, like you can't stop the fight and then ask the doctor to come to see that, or like if one if one fighter if they fight and then the one guy cannot fight back, you know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
they get punched, they get kicked a lot, and he didn't do anything.
Mm.
I can't stop, and then the referee like gonna call like yeah
Mm.
something like this.
Yeah. What when you do give a count what to a fighter, how do you know they're okay to keep fighting though?
Normally we have to ask them,
Mm.
like when we count until okay 6, 7, 8, until 8, then we can see okay they're good, okay they are ready to fight. Then we ask them, you okay? If they say okay, and then they lift their hands up, okay, we let them fight again.
Mm. Mm.
Or if like we count until 7, 8, 9, they're still like you know like feel not really good, and then we count until 10, okay, then we stop the fight. So
Mm.
everything we can see that on the ring, like everything gonna show up there, you can see that.
Mm. Mm. When do you,
Yeah,
go ahead.
yeah. If we count until 9 and we can see that it's 10, okay, so let's stop the fight. But if like 6, 7, they're gonna be like if they get ready on 6, 7, okay, so 8, we just ask them, okay, you ready? Then keep going, something like this.
Mm. And like you mentioned that you count, but how do you give a count? Is there like a certain way that you have to do it every time?
Not every time, but it depends. Like I told you, it depends on situation.
Mm-hmm.
It's like one. For example, maybe they when they cannot fight back, for a while, like when the guy punch or kick everything, and the other one is, they cannot defend themselves, or they just stay and then waiting for the other one punch or something. Then you can give them a call, or when they fall, like one guy punch them and then they fall on the ground, so you can call immediately.
Mm. And how do you deal with the Falang? Because sometimes foreigners can't usually speak any Thai. Is that hard to control them?
It's hard sometimes, because it's happened many times. Like I say stop, but I have to say in Thai because like for Muay Thai, you have to always say "หยุดแยกชก," right? In Thai, but sometimes maybe they don't understand, or they understand but they don't stop. I don't know. So I just have to control. Sometimes like you can see the referee have to go like push the fighter. If you can see that, like how to say, like it looks like a jump on the fighter. You see that to stop them, and then sometimes the referee have to like hit them a little bit, to stop and yeah, separate. And we have to say something before the fight. I mean, before the first round, right? The referee have to call the fighter, and they have to say something that you can say in English as well. Like you say in Thai, and then you switch to English with the foreigner.
Mm-mm. Do you find that the foreigners are easier to control, or do you think the Thais are easier to work with?
It depends on some fighter,
Mhm.
Even Thai sometimes they don't stop. I don't know why. But I have to warning them if they not stop. So the referee have to be warn them like, okay, you have to listen and you have to stop.
Mm. What do you think people don't know about being a referee and judge?
What people don't know.
Yeah.
Um, I'm not sure about this, but I think many people think it's easy work, but it's not.
Mm-hmm.
When I become a referee, like really, like when I come when I really seriously about this job, this work, and I can see it's not easy.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you think being a referee or being a judge and giving points is more difficult?
Both is difficult, but it's just different.
Mm. Um, how do you think they're different then?
Uh, when you are on the ring, you also like I don't know how to say it, but I feel more excited when I when I be a referee on the ring because like everyone looking at you or sometimes it's live on TV or something, and you have to always keep your eye on the fighter. Some fighter is like walking so fast, and you know what I mean. So
Mm-hmm.
it's use more energy on the
Mm.
ring. But
Mm-hmm.
for me, the point you also have to focus on the fight also. But it's more relaxed, I think. But it's hard. It's hard. But it's more, because it's just sit and then it's a point.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. But it's hard as well. Sometimes I look at the fight. I give a point. I look at the fight, but I just how to say I didn't focus on. Sometimes I look the fight, but I don't focus on the technique or something. Then you have to try to always pull yourself, come back, and then concentrate about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
I've I've commentated a lot of fights, at Max, and you sometimes it can be hard to watch the fights because you've seen so many and you get tired.
Yeah, maybe that's something. Maybe comes after like,
And
or sometimes the fighter like they make a they make a good fight. I mean, it's a nice fight, it's nice one, and then you just look at the fight and you forget about to give them a point. Yeah.
um, do do you feel like a lot of people understand the points in Muay Thai and how to judge?
I don't think a lot of people understand it.
Yeah.
Even the foreign, because like foreigner, they fight a lot of and kickboxing, right? And I'm not sure, maybe it's different, right? For kick the point or
Mm-hmm.
something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and sometimes people who not in the Muay Thai society, they don't understand how to keep the point
Mm.
for Muay Thai professional. Because sometimes it's not mean you do more and then you're gonna win. But you have to be. It's that punch have to be powerful, have to be strong, have to be if you punch him on the face, like if they defend, you maybe don't get the point or something like that. So
Mm.
people still don't understand about it. It's not about you do more,
Mm.
you know. Yeah, it's different.
Why do you think that a lot of the foreigners don't understand?
In my opinion, that they, I think, yeah, something like that is about some of foreigner. They think if they do more, they're gonna win.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
If you know what I mean. Okay, is you can win some fight, but it depends on, like, okay, if maybe you do like 10 punch, and maybe it's not every punch get the point. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like maybe it's not power or the punch, and then the other one can protect themselves or something.
Mm-hmm.
And someone think just always keep going forward.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna win. But it's not like this every time.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe someone who go backward, but they can do better.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of Thai fighter, they do really good fight when they go backward. You know, they cannot fight when they go forward. So it's just different style.
Mm-hmm.
You can see that in many like famous fighter in Thailand.
Yeah. Do you think most Thai fighters have a good understanding of the rules then, and how the points work?
For Muay Thai,
Yeah.
I think they understand, but now is it because now before Muay Thai have only 5 rounds, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
like a real, real professional Muay Thai. But for now we have 3 round fight.
Mm-hmm.
Someone didn't call it, someone not call it Muay Thai, but actually the rule is come from Muay Thai 5 round. But for 3 round, they try to make the game more entertainment, more fun, and they want the fighter, like, how to say, yeah, the 3 round fight is a bit different from the 5 round. So some Thai fighter, they also not really understand about this
Mm.
also.
Like in the 3 round fights, they'll start too slow or end the fight too slow and won't keep fighting.
You mean the fighter?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So yeah, it's like a lot of Thai fighter, they come from the 5 round fight, right? And then it's like the first round and the second round of the five round fight, they not really do anything, just like a kick leg and then control the fight. And I don't know how to say in English, but in Thai we call like uh just like control the fight, but not really kick or punch, or
Mm-hmm.
not put all energy on the first round and the second round. Three round is different. You have to push all energy from the first round,
Mm-hmm.
then you get the point, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So some Thai fighter or many, they still don't understand about it, or maybe they understand but they cannot do that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like the Thai fighters, kum game lu bong kanan, chama. Yeah.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
right.
What what is it like working with the other officials? Is there a big team of officials and judges that you work with regularly?
You mean at Channel A,
Mm-hmm.
a big team?
Yeah.
I,
Do you work with the same judges and referees all the time?
yes, I work with them.
Mm-mm. And where have you refereed? You said you've done the King's Cup and, of course, Channel 8. Have you refereed other places around Thailand?
Uh, Before I do for Muay Thai Angel, Muay Thai Angel?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a 3 round fight as well. And for now, it's only for hardcore and Suputtra.
Mm.
Yes, but before Muay Thai Angel, I do for 5 round Muay Thai in King and Queen birthday at Sanapur. So then we have to fight every year, things like that. Yeah, so just like one time a year.
Yeah.
Before.
So and now
But
you
for now, it will be.
yeah, now you work a lot more. Do you you know, you've worked in the industry for a long time. How do you think it's changed over the last 10 years or so?
I think it changed a lot.
Mhm.
It changed a lot. Like for now, the fighters have more opportunities and have more fight, and it changed. I think and because now we have social media, it can help a lot.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
How do you think that social media has helped fighters and you know, promotions?
Yeah, I think this help a lot because it can make everyone like can touch the how to say. It's easy to promote them as well.
Mhm.
To use the social media easy. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
And not only people in Muay Thai can see or can not only people in Muay Thai can see the fight or something now. Like many people around the country or around the world can see that also. I
Mm.
mean, like easier than before.
Mhm. Great. Well, just wrapping things up. Was there anything you wanted to talk about that we didn't get a chance to talk about?
Uh, I don't know where to go.
That's okay. So where can people follow along with you or watch you referee?
You can watch you can watch a referee at channel 8 Thailand every Saturday and Sunday. They're all on YouTube. I think they have YouTube as well.
Yeah, the I think the YouTube is really quite active as well and gets a lot of views. So, well, thank you so much for your time, Peach. I really appreciate it, and looking forward to seeing more refereeing from you.
Okay, thank you so much.
So that concludes our interview with Peach. I thought she did a great job. Obviously, English isn't her first language, so I really appreciate when people take their time out to do English interviews. I know it's not hard, or it's not easy, rather. My own English, not amazing. I know I would have difficulties doing an interview in Thai. So really appreciate what she had to offer and what she does for the sport. As always, this has been I'm Fighting in Thailand, the best news and analysis covering the economics and infrastructure of Muay Thai. I'm Matt Lucas, journalist, commentator, and ex-Muay Thai fighter. Make stronger fighters, make stronger people.